Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is ReNDoG coming at you from a vlog, and in this video, my friends, we are going to be talking about Gamescom 2015. I was lucky enough to be invited to attend Gamescom this year by NVIDIA, and I had an absolutely incredible time. I want to tell you guys all about it in today's video. In the background, you can see me jamming a little bit of Rocket League. Man, do I love this freaking game. It is so awesome. And of course, it looks so freaking beautiful because I am jamming this game on a brand new NVIDIA GeForce 980 Ti, which was given to me by NVIDIA. And man, I am so freaking grateful for it. Look at how beautiful my games look on this sucker. It is so awesome. Anyway, my friends, I do hope you have a tasty ass beverage. I do hope you have some crunchy ass snacks, because let's settle down and kick back and talk about some Gamescom. Well, as some of you cyberdogs out there might know, at the beginning of July, I was invited to compete in the NVIDIA GTX Challenge in Cologne, Germany. On behalf of Escal85, I was the stand-in for the Nordic team, and we managed to come third in that amazing live-streamed event. It was an absolutely incredible time. I've spoken about it already in a video. But off the back of that event, I got invited once again to go back to Gamescom, which was 3 weeks later, by NVIDIA. And let me tell you something, guys. It was one of the most awesome weekends that I have ever had in my freaking life. I remember it was about a week after the GTX Challenge that I got a DM on Twitter from a dude called Luke from NVIDIA. And he basically said to me, "ReNDoG, do you want to come to Gamescom?" ? And I thought it was like a trick question or something. And I was like, hells yes, I want to go to Gamescom. And then he basically said, done, you're coming. You're going to be coming and joining the NVIDIA team at Gamescom. We're going to put you on a flight. We're going to put you in a hotel, and you get to come and hang out at the NVIDIA booth, backstage in the VIP areas, do whatever the jazz you want, and have an amazing time with us and all of the other people that are coming along. And I was like, that sounds like the sweetest freaking weekend ever. And let me tell you something, guys, I had such an amazing time. I woke up super early on Thursday to catch my flight, which was at 2 p.m. I believe. And I was an absolute idiot on Thursday because I didn't check the travel conditions in London. You know, usually when you go traveling out in London, you just do a quick check on your phone, or you turn on the news and you find out if the metro is working, you know, if the buses are working, if there's any disruptions. And especially if you're flying, right? You want to make sure that you can get to the airport okay. And if there is traffic or transport issues, you want to make sure that you can make another plan to get there, right? But I didn't check. And I got to the underground station, and it was closed because there was a giant tube strike happening in London. All of the transport people decided to go on strike, and I couldn't get my ass to Heathrow via the trains. I panicked something fierce. I got on my phone. I got an Uber taxi to take me all the way to Heathrow. It was not a cheap journey, let me tell you that much. But there was absolutely no ways I was missing this flight to Germany. Just was not going to happen, man. I was going to go to Gamescom no matter what. And I got to Cologne, Germany later that afternoon. I made my flight, thankfully. I landed, and as I came out of the airport, there was a dude with an NVIDIA sign, and I was like, that's my man! What is going down? My name is ReNDoG. What's cracking? Well, the guy couldn't talk English, so he didn't really know what I was talking about. He just looked at me like I was kind of weird. And I suppose I was. I was just buzzing, man. I was just so excited to get there. And he took me all the way to my hotel. I settled in. It was sort of in the evening time, and I got ready for a dinner that evening. And that evening I went and had dinner with NVIDIA and a whole bunch of other people also, which was absolutely amazing. Now, before I tell you about that dinner, guys, I just have to say at this point, I just want to say a huge thank you to the team at NVIDIA for the way that they treated me at Gamescom. Let me tell you something, guys. Working with NVIDIA is like an absolute dream. They treat you like a rock star, man. They just treat you like absolute gold. They take care of you. They make sure that you get taken from the airport to the hotel. There's always someone making sure that you're all right. You've got everything that you need. They put you in a really nice place to stay. It's just an absolute pleasure working with them. They really are an amazing company to work with. So just a huge thanks to them and to everybody involved for setting me up for what was an incredible weekend. And it all started that night, that Thursday night. I went for a dinner with the NVIDIA crew, and who was at that dinner? None other than my GTX teammates, ReNDoG and Proxy Fox HD. I hadn't seen them in 2 or 3 weeks, and I was so happy to see them, man. I was just like smiling and buzzing. I remember giving Anders a huge man hug. I was like, you beautiful beast of a Swede. I'm so happy to see you again. This is so cool. And it almost felt like we hadn't even left since the last time we were together. It was just like everybody was back together. Most of the same people from the German team and the Nordic team from the GTX Challenge were there already. And it just felt like old times all over again, man. Doc M77 was there. Mr. Tweeday was there. Rechi was there. Those are Counter-Strike guys, for those of you guys who don't know. And we were all just having an amazing dinner, talking, having a good time. Had amazing food. Oh my goodness, the food was just unbelievable. The company was just amazing, and I was like, geez, if this is how Gamescom is going to kick off, this is going to be the most awesome weekend ever. Now, one of the really cool things is that Tweeday was in my hotel. In fact, it was Tweeday and I, and then a few other people, but no one that we really knew. And I had met Tweeday at the GTX Challenge a couple of weeks before, so we'd hung out for a couple of hours there, but we didn't really know each other that well. But I can tell you that by the end of Gamescom, Tweeday and I, man, we were tight, man. We were brothers. We had a really, really cool time together. He is an absolutely amazing dude. We bonded quite nicely. We get on very, very well. I think we share similar mindsets. Although he's like a Counter-Strike Go, like gym beast, and I'm like a nerdy Minecraft guy. It was kind of a weird mix, but it worked. We got on extremely well, and we shared breakfast every day together in the hotel, and then we would share a cab to get to Gamescom. You know, it just kind of made sense that we would share the costs, and at least we wouldn't have to go to Gamescom by ourselves. But the really cool thing about, one of the really cool things about meeting Tweeday is that he introduced me to a world of Counter-Strike Go that I never even knew existed, man. He gave me a glimpse into this crazy, crazy world of pro Counter-Strike, the ESL. He introduced me to some crazy, awesome people, Counter-Strike pros, people at the ESL, like the ESL network people, everybody that Tweeday knew, he introduced me to, which was just absolutely amazing. I was so privileged and honored, in fact, to be able to hang out with Tweeday and meet all of these amazing people. You know, Tweeday is an absolutely massive Counter-Strike player, a very well-known person in the Counter-Strike community. He's got a huge YouTube channel, a massive Twitch stream, and it was, you know, but hanging out with him was just hanging out with a mate. You know, he's such a humble and such an amazing person. He doesn't care about how many subscribers you have or whatever. And I was just so impressed with him and with his character. I had such a sweet-ass time with him. And, you know, he's much younger than me, right? Tweeday's like 10 years younger than me. And it was quite tricky at times to keep up with the man, because we would get home at night after Gamescom absolutely pooped out of our minds. And you know what Tweeday wanted to do? Well, it's a beautiful night in Cologne. Let's go out and get some tasty beverages. And there's ReNDoG thinking, I want to go to sleep, man. But you know what? Tweeday kept me young. He kept my fire blazing, and we hit the town, baby. It was awesome. We had such an awesome time after Gamescom. We basically just enjoyed the evenings in Cologne, getting home at like 3 or 4 in the morning after having a really awesome time. The weather was amazing, so it was beautiful. And on Friday night, guys, wow, Friday night was absolutely crazy. Well, we went to the convention. We went to Gamescom in the morning on Friday. Now, Gamescom is absolutely huge. There were 400,000 people there. It's like 8 giant warehouses crammed with amazing stuff from the gaming industry. Stands from all of your favorite developers are there. The NVIDIA stand was absolutely incredible, playing Call of Duty. It had Oculus Rift. It was just so freaking sweet, man. I played so many games. The one that I remember the most was Overwatch from Blizzard. It was such a cool game, and I can't wait until that game comes out and we can play it. But yeah, we would get to Gamescom at like 9 in the morning. I spent the whole day there till 7 o'clock at night, meeting cyberdogs, meeting people, playing games, hanging out with Tweede and Proxy and Anders and Doc and Corrales and other people that I had met. And I got to get into the ESL VIP area. Was chilling there every now and then. We got to have a talk with the ESL network owner, which was really, really cool. Oh man, it was just so awesome. That first Friday at Gamescom just blew my freaking mind. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life, guys. It was completely insane how many people were there. And the coolest thing is that they were all there for the same reason, right? We were all there because we loved freaking games. And it was so cool. It just felt like a giant community of nerds coming together in celebration of this beautiful thing called a computer game. And I also got to meet Spamfish again. Spamfish is so awesome. He's from Twitch. I got to hang out with him a little bit, which was really, really cool. And then on Friday night, man, we were so knackered after the convention. NVIDIA had like a backstage area or like a VIP area where you could go and get like water, free Red Bull, free Coke, free food. Man, NVIDIA was so awesome to us. But even that wasn't enough to keep you fresh throughout the whole day, because it was super hot and you walk a lot, man. You walk all over the place. So by the end of the day, the end of Friday night, was pretty freaking knackered. So after a very hectic Friday at the Gamescom convention, Tweede and I went back to the hotel to get ready for the evening's events, and man, did I have an amazing evening on Friday. I had a shower, I had a quick nap. It was like a power nap of about 40 minutes, and then Tweede and I headed out to the town to see who we could meet and see if we could find something to eat. We met up with Proxy Fox there, and we wandered around Cologne for about an hour trying to find somewhere to eat. The place was absolutely packed with all of the people at Gamescom. Every restaurant was jam-packed, and we ended up walking around in a circle, literally in a circle, for an hour before we found somewhere to eat, which was absolutely crazy. But as we were walking along, there at a table eating some German sausages was none other than Imandazel, Generic B, Doc M77 and Corrales, just chilling there in the streets of Cologne eating some sausages, and it was so freaking awesome to see them. And I was like, hey guys, what is happening? Tweede was like, what's cracking, dudes? And Doc M said to us, hey guys, what are you guys doing tonight? Why don't you come to our hotel room after dinner for some nice relaxed chilled drinks? We're just going to have some zombie brain cocktails, talk some jazz, and just take it easy tonight. It's such a beautiful evening. We've got a balcony, and yeah, you guys can come and hang out if you want. And we were like, absolutely, that sounds so freaking awesome. And we had our burgers, we had our fill, we ate ourselves into oblivion, and we headed straight over after dinner to the hotel room of Anders, Doc, Generic B, and Corrales, and they had rented a room in a hotel that had a balcony. And it was so freaking awesome, man. We got there, and you know what? These guys were so generous with their hosting. There's, nothing makes me more happy than a generous person. I actually absolutely love like generous people. I think it's a very beautiful human trait if you can be generous. And when we got there, the first thing that we did was we phoned them and we said, hey, can we bring anything? Is there anything that we can bring? Some food, some drinks, anything? And they said, absolutely not. You cannot bring anything. We got there, and everything that we wanted, they gave to us. They had delicious beverages for us. They laid out places for us to sit, and we stayed there for 3-4 hours just chatting to all of the guys, enjoying the tasty beverages, enjoying the beautiful, stormy Friday night in Cologne, Germany. And let me tell you something, guys. It was an absolute honor and an absolute pleasure to meet the 4 of those guys. Every single one of them an absolute legend. So humble, so generous, so genuine, and it was beautiful just chatting to them and getting to know them. It was an absolute pleasure, man. And yeah, our Friday night ended at around 4 a.m. in the morning when Tweede and I made our way back to our hotel to get a few hours sleep for day 2 at Gamescom. And man, another day of absolute awesomeness occurred on Saturday. Got there at around 10 a.m. Was a little bit late, I must say, because, well, we got home pretty late the night before. So we overslept a tad. But we got to Gamescom, went and hung out with the NVIDIA crew a little bit at the back. You know, the NVIDIA crew I've come to know quite well, and we're actually quite good buddies now. In fact, I've got them on Skype. I talk to them all the time. Such nice people, man. So it was really, really nice every day, just going and hanging out at the NVIDIA like tent or the booth or whatever. Having a cold beverage and chatting with the guys, catching up with them, seeing what they were up to. And yeah, the rest of the day once again was spent playing some sweet freaking games, meeting a whole bunch of people, hanging around with I was watching Proxy streaming some League of Legends. I played a little bit of Dota 2. I got to play some more Overwatch, and it was absolutely awesome. It was such a cool day. Basically walked to every single booth that I was interested in, went and checked it out. I tweeted the whole day, met loads of people. It was so freaking cool, man. I got to hang out in the VIP, the ESL VIP area for a little bit. Tweeday got me in there, and I was chatting with Spamfish for a long time. I met some really cool people from the ESL also, and it was so cool, man. I was meeting like these Counter-Strike Go pros. I didn't even know who they were. I was just like, hey, dude, what's happening? How you doing? And then the guy would move on, and Tweeday would be like, dude, that's like one of the best Counter-Strike players in the world. And I would just be like, oh, that's so awesome. That's the coolest thing ever. I didn't think I would ever meet a Counter-Strike pro. But yeah, dudes, we had such an amazing, another amazing day at Gamescom. It was just, you know, it's just so much to see, so much to do. It's very difficult to use words to describe like what happens at Gamescom, because it's just so big and there's just so much going on. That it's very difficult to put into words, but it is just a magical event. Saturday night was once again an awesome night. We got invited to the ESL after party on Saturday night, which was 1,000 people only in this really cool club in what was apparently the hipster cool part of Cologne. And it was absolutely insane. We got there at like 9 p.m. I was with Tweeday, Proxy, Rechi. Who else was there? Oh man, Char was there. These are all like Counter-Strike guys. I met some really cool Scottish dudes who play Counter-Strike. Was hanging out with a whole bunch of the NVIDIA crew, a whole bunch of people, man. It was so freaking awesome. The club was 1,000 people only. It was really awesome. Everything was free the whole night. The music was pumping. The people were buzzing. And we had an absolutely amazing night. Got home at like 5 in the morning again. By this stage, man, the old grumpy man ReNDoG is starting to take its toll on me, man. Damn, I was so tired. I was so freaking tired by the end of that night. Whew. But we had one more day of Gamescom to go, and I was not going to miss it for the world. Woke up at around 11. I was a little bit late, but got to Gamescom for the last day. Did as much as I could, saw as much as I could, and I had to get back on the plane at 3 p.m. that afternoon. So I was back into a taxi on the way to the airport, back to London, back to real life. And just like that, poof, Gamescom was over. The event was finished. But let me tell you something, guys. It was a weekend that I will not soon forget, man. I met some amazing people. Got to hang out with Anderzel again. Got to become really good friends with Tweeday. Got to chill with my grill, Proxy Fox HD again. Got to see all my buddies from NVIDIA again, and it was awesome, man. When it ended, I was so sad. I had the Gamescom blues. I was so sad, man. I just wanted it to carry on going forever and ever and ever. But coming back from that, man, I was so pumped to get back into YouTube, get back into doing what I love. Because if that is the world of YouTube and Twitch and games, that is a world that I want to be a part of, because it's absolutely magical, guys. It is so freaking awesome. But yeah, that is basically a recap of my time at Gamescom this year. Once again, a huge thanks to NVIDIA who hooked me up for that amazing event. You guys are amazing. Thanks for everything, man. I just had the best time ever. And hopefully there will be many more of these things to come. Well, that's it, guys. What I would like to know from you guys is if any of you were at Gamescom, let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys had a really cool time, and a huge thank you to everybody who came to see me. It was an absolute pleasure meeting all of you guys, man. It was so freaking awesome. Can't wait for the next event or the next convention where I can meet more of you guys. It's by far the best part of the whole thing is hooking up with you guys, man. It's so freaking sweet. But that's it, guys. Before I ramble on for the rest of the evening, I just wanted to share with you my experiences at Gamescom. I had an absolute blast. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, my friends.